Well, hi there, kite people. Sven from Marialis Kites. And, you probably know it, but I've made a lot of kite tutorials in the past. Most of those tutorials are about flying quadline kites. But now I have a mission. I'm going to cut down on the number of lines from 4 to 2 and make a whole new series about flying dual-lined sport kites. Yeah, that's right. But before we kick off and get down into the details, I have a topic to address. Don't buy cheap
kites.
Because if you want to experience the joy, the fun, and excitement of flying dual-line sport kites, you should stay away from those really cheap kites. Because they're cheap for a reason, or actually several reasons. Materials, the size, build quality, and the flying lines. To cut the cost, it's easy to go for cheaper materials, cheaper fabric, cheaper tubes and rods for framing. But that's not good, because cheaper materials break more easily. And it's heavy. You got a heavy sail, heavy framing, and a heavy kite, and you don't want that, no. Then there is the sheer size of the kite. In order to cut costs, once again, making a smaller kite means less fabric, less framing. But that comes with a flip side, because smaller kites have a tendency to fly very fast in the air, and they're also not as stable. And you don't want that as a novice kite flyer. An unstable, very fast kite? No. Build quality. Once again, in order to cut costs, the faster you make a kite, the cheaper it's gonna get. Cutting labor. But, when you cut labor and things are going maybe a bit too fast, you get panels that are not aligned properly, you got seams that going all over the place, even coming loose, and then the bridle. Oh, I've seen so many so-called beginner kites with bridles so off, so out of sync, they won't even take off, they won't fly. And what's the point? A kite that doesn't fly? No. Finally, the flying lines. A decent set of flying lines should be equal in length and kind of dead, no elasticity. But a cheap kite often comes with uneven lengthed lines and lines that are very elastic. So when you pull a kite to steer it around in the air, all you do is stretch the line, and sometimes the kite will turn. Other times, well, nothing happens because you're just stretching the lines, no input going to the kite. So my advice to you is to try to find a good quality all-around kite with a wingspan of, let's say, 2 meters or thereabout. Make sure to get yourself a decent pair of flying lines as well, because that will bring joy to your kite flying, believe me. But how much would such a kite set me back? Well, I've browsed the internet, surfed by several online kite shops. If you have 100 euros to spare, that's about 85 UK pounds or 110 US dollars, give or take. It should be more than possible to get yourself a decent all-round kite of good quality and also a quality line set. So you better save up that money, because you will avoid all the frustrations that comes with a really cheap kite. So get a good all-round kite, 2 meters wingspan, a decent pair of flying lines, and you'll be ready to fly. And with that out of the way, let's check out the first real tutorial. Kite anatomy.